Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. So tonight's video I want to cover my first league fixture and the result from tonight's first game, because I thought I had a fixture last night. I didn't. Well, it wasn't an 11 team league, it's now a 12 team league after a late registration, so we'll go through that result. I want to go through some agency changes, because I went from having 2 clubs in my previous video, pre-season, to making quite a decisive decision and changing that due to various reasons. And now I'm back up to 2 clubs, so I want to just fill you in on all those details and give you a general summary update. I'll go through recruitment, some high value people that I've got in, how I've been very fortunate once again to win another giveaway. But anyway, without further ado, let's load into the main team, which is the Peacocks. Now, my intention was I was going to save the replay and watch it live with you. However, whilst getting ready for tonight's video and unloading up the league table, you might notice that was already there as well. I have anti-spoil on, but it didn't show the fixture, but I could see clearly the result down here. It is what it is. So, solid start to the season, a 4-0 victory. No disrespect to my opponent, because in terms of the strength of the squads, that mine was a clear outlier in that regard. If I go to the right one, here we go. So here we are here with an MMR of 62.86 and our opponent's down at 53.9. So not the fairest of comparisons between the 2 squads. However, you can only play who you've got on the pitch, so there we go. Comfortable 4-0 win. Fairly dominant looking at that. I have discovered that I can do some very quick analysis, which if you want a very quick overview, F12 sorry, go over to the console here, make sure you have fetch XXR selected, hover over, where is it now, this one here that has with formations, right click, copy and copy response, copy into a Word doc, copy into a Notepad doc, save it as a file, upload it to an AI processor like ChatGPT, and it will ask it to do analysis of the data, and it will show you all of the data in tandem. Anyway, moving on. I'm looking to build, and I've started building out after the first match day squads, all the results, some comparisons, strengths, what formations teams are playing, where the strengths are, where they aren't. I'll look to make a separate video on that in the coming week. So, in terms of overall display, some of the new chaps, goals from all 3 new players into the agency this summer. Very happy with Fernandez picking up the start there. Miron with a good outro there. If I just show you the ratings of these players super quick. Very strong. It's my strongest 11. I've looked at my league fixtures and worked out roughly what I'm going to do fixture on fixture, and just for comparison with my opponent. Yeah, it's not a fair comparison for where they're at compared to us. I think it very much depends on which league you end up being placed into. Before I go through this particular squad and the agency, I'll just flick over to the reserves team. So we haven't got a game yet. We had the late registration put through and sorted by MFL. Thanks for sorting me out on that one. But with the previous reserve squad I had, I was going through, it was full of my agency players and a few outliers that I was looking to loan out. And I carried on my model of projecting player growth, and I just found by the laws of averages, most 90-something% of those individuals were likely to get +1, maybe +2 during the course of the rest of their career on MFL in ideal conditions. They were never going to be in ideal conditions. They were going to get pumped most weeks unless I was in a very favourable league. Training conditions are okay, but nothing too expansive. So I made the decision to sell that club and shift on those players while I had a bit of a strategic rethink. I was actually listening to the MFL Ramble last night. Palmer was on there having a chat, talking back through things, and it just made me revisit the conversation of, am I missing a trick by not having a reserve squad? Because I just had a couple of outliers on my own players that I would like to prefer to have found a club, and some I just couldn't loan out, couldn't secure a reasonable loan. So I wanted them to play somewhere. So I made the decision and I went for the promo because it was still active to get the free kickoff pack. I've got a clip of those players in there as well, but a player like Ben Amar here, 22, not looking too bad, is on the verge of being a tier breaker. I thought I want him playing, I couldn't secure him a loan. So I said I evaluated the market at this point, and the loan market was way more favourable for reasonably average players, sort of low 50s, high 40s. And they're all on 0% with minimum appearances of, the highest one was 15 and is the strongest goalkeeper I've got. The other one I loaned in on 0. People were just happy to get them in a club, get them training, get them some game time. So I've just done that. Effectively, the rev share will be only 2%ers are all my players, because I just put them in there and being lazy, basically. And I'll meet all these conditions and clauses, no problem. So that's how I decided to push that one forward. So yeah, going over to the agency first and foremost then. A lot of changes up here from previous. I did some evaluation, because when I went to MFL and I looked at the initial league projections, I genuinely thought I was going to be one of the top contending teams in any league that I went into. And then I was faced with this team above me here, Kings Mountain. Sidewinder. They are the one that had the late registration. They've come in very hot. But I was sort of 60, just over 60 in terms of MMR, and I thought that's not going to cut it. So I thought I'm going to reinvest my sales and look to strengthen the squad in key areas, really build out some strength, not just targeting overalls, but targeting quality overalls and attributes in certain positions and how I like to play. So I went ahead and did that. Did my own analysis. Got all the teams' CSV files downloaded and just set up my own automation for this. And then I started mapping out what team I'm going to play against which opponent and sort of start rotating. Putting where the cup games will be by looking at the schedule. Obviously, they're not. I don't believe they're drawn yet. They weren't earlier today when I was having another look at this. But mapping out who I'm going to play up until the mid-season break. Might be prone to a couple of changes here or there, but by and large, that's what I'm going to be covering. So I thought, well, being fourth in here and a close fourth, really, with the 5th place team here on MFL, is predicting 3rd for my club at the moment. I'm not sure. I want to be in a playoff contention spot, ideally. Then you get the flip side. So, late registration, former reserves team. The highest strength team in this league is below mine. And there's a lot of teams like that. So it is luck of the draw, whichever league you end up being placed into and who gets placed into there. Did have a thought after I'd secured all these loans, because I wanted to get it sorted and get them registered. I could have moved all of my main team, the Peacocks, into the reserves team, rebranded them, and basically put my main team in this league. Didn't seem the ethical thing to do, if I'm really honest. So I thought, lesson learnt maybe for next season, to sort of have my own agency of players, put them into both clubs, and then just see how the land lies in terms of which league I get put into, and which one might seem more favourable if I happen to be in Spark for both divisions. Anywho, on to the strengthening. Here's the player that I packed from a giveaway on Twitter. Quite excited about this chap. 86 shooting, 24 years old. Secured him alone. He was never going to be in ideal training conditions or good match XP because of the strength of opposition more or less every game. Secured him alone to the Iron Division. Was negotiating with the manager on Discord, so if you're not on there, it's worth speaking to managers to sort these things out. I think I've got him on 5%, 5%, 15 games and a 1% rev share if you don't meet the 15, but he will. He's on a 3-striker rotation. Nice little bit of MFL coming in there. In terms of other players loaned out, I've got a friendly manager that I've been speaking to a lot. Didn't have a space for Oscar Starr, so moved him over there. Brito was one of the previous pack drops a player I picked up, young age. Don't play with left backs at the moment. I want to see that progression though, so I've loaned him out as well. Looking to secure at least 2%. Just want game time more than anything else. And there's a few additional ones, sort of more fringe players that have got a few 2%ers here and there. But a nice bit of just general MFL coming in there. In terms of strengthening, picked up a goalkeeper. I wanted a strong goalkeeper. Decided on average, the quality of the strikers I will face will probably be less than the overall of this chap. So he's going to be hopefully more decisive in the big games. The other goalkeeper that I've got is 60 rated. Thought about pushing the boat and going for another 70, but stuck with this and for a rotation team. So I thought, whilst in Spark, there's enough going on there for rotation. These two chaps, Simon Holt, we've already know about, so I picked them up previously. Let's go to the grid view. Alex Meyer is a newly packed player. Again, 24, reasonable all-rounded stats. 63, hopefully get there for a tier breaker this season. Ostapenko, solid in defence. It's not the height I usually go for, but I love the physicality. Play him in the middle of the back three. He's just physically breaking up the play. Maybe the two centre-backs are a bit faster and are covering in behind when that goes through. Lothar, I'm very hopeful for this chap as well. He's going to get some decent progression. Jarl Borg, again, overall fairly strong in the attributes I'm looking for. Another chap, Julian Neal, he's 6'3". Not bad pace considering, but nice high physical. Again, decent rotation option in there. Miron, happy enough with how all-rounded he was. And when I was picking these players up, I was looking for those who hadn't had many match fixtures or any progression as of yet. So now I've got that to tap into. All these chaps will be in perfect training conditions moving forward. I liked Fernandez. He's been in the game for a while. I don't know how many games he played. He's just played one game this season for me, but if I just bring him up, there's a reason why I identified him when I was going through it. So he's got 25 games before he came to me, no progression at this point. High shooting for his position, but he goes up +2 at the cam position. Very solid all round. He's been very impressive when I've been running trials and friendlies and things. Wade, just good physical all rounder. Already had a bit of progression. I think there's a bit more potentially to unlock there, but overall, just a good pull-in. Rotational option with Paul. Again, same premise, Pat this year. Progression to go up just a little bit potentially because he's going to be the rotation player. Oh, have I got anybody else that's worth shouting out about? I think most of these players you've seen previously. So we've kicked the season off. We've got one win on the board. I didn't actually check to see if there's any progression in the club following on from tonight's match. Let's have a quick look. 24 hours. Miron gone up 1 by passing. I'll take that all day. That's all we've got for tonight. That's totally fine. We didn't have any progression this morning in training, but they're all in ideal training conditions, so hopefully we'll see that over the course of the season. So yeah, we've got kicked off there. The reserves team don't have a game, I think, until Saturday. Yeah, Saturday will be the first game. Not sure what's going on here with the 0 points. I'm sure I'll be on -2 whenever that kicks in. I think MFL just getting everything caught up. It's unprecedented how many people we've got on site at the moment. So yeah, all in all, fairly steady start to the season. Looking to do some more in-depth planning as to what I need to plug, what my next steps are, how I need to strengthen. The reserves team, as I say, mostly loans, but I think there's 4 or 5 of my own players in this club, which is fine for now. A number of players out on loan, they might come in next year. And yeah, just really excited to kick on into this season now and see what we can manage. So if you do happen to be brand new, feel free to use my referral code. If you're not using mine, make sure you use someone else's. Don't miss out on the free common play that you'll get for the referral. It could be a very young player that will be very, very hyped. What was I going to show you? I was just going to show you, actually. I'll go to my channel. I just wanted to say thank you. I'm up to 49 subscribers now. I really do appreciate it. If you are watching the content, please do click subscribe if you want to find out some more about stuff I've got on there. At the moment, I've got my progression path tool that I just want to do a bit more work on because I'm not happy for it to go public yet. And I want to do some more work on the sort of analysis you can do on games and fixtures and just tracking those things over time. And I showed you a very hacky way to do it super quick. I'll show you it all in action in a very short video, and then just some basic tips that I've picked up from being fairly new to the game. But yeah, if you've enjoyed tonight's video, feel free to give me a like, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.